The trial of Korihor came to a dramatic head when he demanded of Alma, "If thou wilt show me a sign that I may be convinced that there is a God, yea, show unto me that he hath power, then will I be convinced of the truth of thy words." Korihor had taught that there should be no Christ, no Messiah, and upon direct questioning, even denied the existence of God. Alma pressed Korihor for evidence of his views beyond his own word. Perhaps realizing his own disadvantage because of the well-known requirement under biblical law of having 2 witnesses, Korihor demanded a sign, a common ancient practice of resolving a judicial case by divine ordeal. After Alma warned him against tempting or testing God, Korihor still insisted, "Except ye show me a sign, I will not believe." Reluctantly, Alma declared, "This will I give unto thee for a sign, that thou shalt be struck dumb," which immediately happened. In a thorough and detailed exploration of the legal aspects of Korihor's trial, John W. Welch notes, Korihor's punishment provides another good example of divinely executed talionic justice. His curse befits his crime. Because he had spoken evil, he was punished by being made unable to speak. This makes sense since in the ancient Near East, talionic justice was the rule. Korihor derided the Nephite beliefs as foolish things, which were the byproduct of a frenzied mind. He said that Nephite believers suffered from this derangement of their minds due to the silly traditions of their fathers, and that their faith was merely a foolish and a vain hope. In several Mayan languages, terms meaning foolish, vain, silly, frenzied, and deranged were similar or even identical to the words used for being deaf, dumb, or mute. Thus, within a New World linguistic context, Korihor's fate of being struck dumb mirrored his false accusations. Alma's detailed account of Korihor's case powerfully teaches several enduring lessons. As John W. Welch has explained, warnings that God will adhere to this principle of talionic justice when judging human conduct are plentiful in both the Old Testament and the Book of Mormon. And it is fair to say that no principle is more fundamental to the concept of justice in biblical times than the requirement that the punishment should somehow match, relate to, or balance out the nature of the crime or wrongdoing itself. It is therefore no surprise that when carefully analyzed, Korihor's fate proves to adhere to the talionic principles of broad legal significance. Korihor's punishment may seem extreme and unfair, especially since he ultimately confessed. But on closer examination, the talionic nature of Korihor's punishment illustrates that from ancient perspectives, Korihor's punishment was appropriate to the crimes he had committed. As Mark Allen Wright noted, Korihor is cursed to become the very things he falsely and derisively accused the Nephites of being. Moreover, it should also be kept in mind that Korihor's death, being run upon and trodden down as he went forth among the Zoramites, was not a direct outcome of his legal case. As Welch noted, God's justice, it would seem, had been fully satisfied by the silencing of Korihor. There was also probably no legal basis for a judge to require Korihor's death at that time. Therefore, it seems more likely that Korihor's death was extra-legally caused by the Zoramites. Consistent with many ancient cultures, Welch proposes that Korihor was a likely pariah to the Zoramites, since physical and mental maladies such as madness, frenzy, and becoming dumb and deaf were all feared as signs of divine disfavor. Finally, Mormon draws a spiritual message from Korihor's death, saying, "And thus we see that the devil will not support his children at the last day, but doth speedily drag them down to hell." God's justice, on the other hand, is eternally loving, necessary, proper, and beneficial, and he will provide ample opportunity for repentance and mercy to have full sway before any demands of justice and natural consequences take effect. To read the full No Why article, click the link in the description below.